भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hmm. And from verses, did we read all the verses? If I'm may recollect.
Yes,
So,
Roach, you did all the
I think
process.
we read all the verses, right? So
Yeah.
from the verse number 24, we continue. Okay. So here in the residents of Jambudvipa, in different tracts of land, they worship different deities and glorify the deeds of their lords. And in the case of Ramya Kavarsha, here we are talking about um, रम्यके च भगवतः प्रियतमं मात्स्यम् अवतारं रूपं तद्वर्षपुरुषस्य मनो प्राक् प्रदर्शि प्रदर्शितं स इदीनीम् अपि महता भक्तियोगेनाराधनय चोदहरति चोदाहरति. So Shukadev Goswami said in Ramyaka Varsha, where Vaivasvata Manu rules, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared as Lord Matsya at the end of last era, the Chakshusha Manvantara. So, Vaivasvata Manu now worships Lord Matsya in pure devotional service and chants the following mantra. ओम नमो भगवते मुख्यतमाय तमाय नमः सत्वाय प्राणायौषधेसे सहसे बलाय महामत्स्याय नमः इति. And in this way, um, mm, Manu is offering his prayers. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Person of Godhead, who is pure transcendence. And Mukhya Tamaya. Mukhya Tama. Mukhya is important. And Mukhya Tamaya Namaha. So, he is the origin of all life, bodily strength, mental power, and sensory ability, and known as Matsyavatara, the gigantic fish incarnation. In the purport, Prabhupada is giving a reference of Srila Jayadev Goswami in the Dashavatara Stotram. Pralayo payodi jale datavan asi vedam vihita vahitra charitram akedam keshavadrita meena sharira jaya jagadisha hare. So soon after the cosmic creation, the entire universe was inundated with water. This also fits. So the whole creation initially is so much filled with water. Now we have a lot of water scarcity, and yeah, even the water beds are covered with artificial islands like Dubai or other cities or lands. At the time, Lord Krishna, Keshava, incarnated as a gigantic fish to protect the Vedas. Therefore, Manu addresses Lord Matsya as Mukhyatama, the first incarnation to appear. Hmm. So in this way, we can see the order. The Lord appeared as Matsya Avatar. It is not that the Matsya Avatar is the first, and then from him a different avatar appeared, or from him the next. No, it's not like that. Or one way we can't say they are not related. All are emanating from Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Uh, so, as per that, all the fountainhead of all incarnations is Lord Sri Krishna. So, the first incarnation is Matsya Avatar. For fish are generally considered a mixture of the modes of ignorance and passion. But we must understand that every incarnation of the Lord is completely transcendental. There is never any deterioration of the Supreme Lord's original transcendental quality. Therefore, the word Satvaya is used here, meaning pure goodness on the transcendental platform. There are many incarnations of the Supreme Lord. Varaha Murti, the boar form, Kurma Murti, the tortoise form, Hayagriva Murti, the form of a horse, and so on. Yet we should never think any of them material. They are always situated on the platform of Shuddha Sattva, pure transcendence. अंतर्बहिश्चाखिल लोकपालकैर् अदृष्टरूपो विचरसि उरुस्वनः स ईश्वरस्त्वं य इदं वशे अनयन् नाम्ना यथा दारुमयीं नर स्त्रियम्. It says, My dear Lord, just as a puppeteer controls his dancing dolls and a husband controls his wife, uh, your Lordship controls all living entities in the universe, such as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudras. Although you are everyone's heart as a supreme witness and the commander, and are outside everyone is as well, the so-called leaders of society, community, and countries cannot realize you. Only those who hear the vibration of the Vedic mantras can appreciate you. In this regard, the purport Prabhupada mentions, Srimati Kunti Devi has explained that Krishna appears in this world Nato Natya Dharo Yatha. Uh, Nato means dancer, Natya Dharo means one who makes others dance. Yatha, exactly like an actor dressed as a player. Krishna says, Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hriddesha Arjuna Tishtati. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna. The Lord is situated within everyone's heart and outside as well. Within the heart, He is the super soul, the incarnation who acts as the advisor and witness. Upadhrashta and Anumanta. Upadhrashta as witness, Anumanta is the one who advisor. Yet, although God is residing within their hearts, foolish people say, I cannot see God. Please show Him to me. This is our condition. The living entity is never independent. Under all circumstances, he is dependent on the mercy of the Lord. The Lord creates the social divisions of human society, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and ordains that they follow rules and regulations situated to their particular position. In this way, all members of the society remains always under the Supreme Lord's control. Still, some people foolishly deny the existence of Lord. Hmm. So, I think yesterday or day before yesterday we were discussing about how sometimes foolishly people will talk like, okay, mm, in this 26th verse it said, Eko Havai Narayana Asit. And foolish persons think Narayana to be on the platform of ordinary material existence. Huh? That's why what they think, because they do not realize the natural constitutional position of the Lord, of the living entity, they concoct names like Daridra Narayana, Swami Narayana, or Mithya Narayana. However, Narayana is actually the supreme controller of everyone. This understanding is self-realization. यम लोकपाला अखिल मत्सरज्वर हित्वा यतन्तोऽपि पृथक् समेत्य च पातुं न सेकुर्द्विपदश्चतुष्पदः शरीरस्पर्शं स्थानु यद् अत्र दृश्यते. Hmm. My Lord, from the great leaders of the universe, such as Lord Brahma and other demigods, down to the political leaders of this world, all are envious of your authority. Without your help, however, they could neither separately nor concertedly maintain the innumerable living entity. So, in a country, we can see that what you call VRO, village revenue officer, he is taking care of the village, and he is of course under the uh, jurisdiction of the collector of that particular state, and the collector is also still accountable to the authorities of the state and then to the nation, and in this way everything is accountable. One cannot simply think that, oh, I am the one who is giving all the money to the people to maintain their life, that's why I am God. No, it doesn't. Rather, one should know it is the Lord who is giving. But Just imagine one who has false ego. He cannot digest that, oh, all the recognition should actually come to me, but is going to someone else. Rather, appreciating one's real position and be humble, one is disturbed. Hmm. And Purport Prabhupada is mentioning it is fashionable for materialistic persons to compete with the power of God. When so called scientists try to manufacture living entities in their laboratories, their only purpose is to defy the talent and ability of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and this is called illusion. That is illusion. Oh no, come on. Science is advancing. We have found so many things. Now artificial intelligence is dominating. Not only not only natural intelligence, artificial intelligence, both of them together, we will break it. We will make sure that the creation happens. No, it exists even in the higher planetary systems where great demigods like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and others reside. In this world, everyone is puffed up with false prestige despite the failure of all his endeavors. When so called philanthropists who supposedly want to help the poor are approached by the members of Krishna consciousness movement, they say, "You are simply wasting your time while I am feeding vast masses of starving people." This is what they say, na. What are you doing? Big, big temples and big, big projects and all these things. Rather, I'm directly serving those people who are physically challenged, mentally challenged, or who don't have home, who don't have parents. So many things we are doing. What is that you're doing? Huh? Unfortunately, their meager efforts, either singly or together, do not solve anyone's problems. Sometimes so-called swamis are very eager to feed poor people, thinking them to be a Daridra Narayana, the Lord's incarnation as beggars. Sometimes they say, no, you see those beggars in the form of, no, they are, who are they? They are also representing the Lord. No, they prefer to serve the manufactured Daridra Narayan than the original Narayan, Supreme Narayan. Rather, to worship the real Lord who can settle all these things with just a wink of his eye. The one who has created everyone, can't he maintain everyone? What is so difficult for him? Huh? Uh, Unfortunately, such materialists, either singly or combined in the form of the United Nations, cannot fulfill their plans. The truth is that the many millions of human beings, animals, birds, and trees, indeed all living entities, are maintained solely by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. One person, the Supreme Lord, is supplying the necessities of all living necessities of life for all other living entities. To challenge the authority of Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is business of asuras. Yet sometimes suras or devotees are also bewildered by the illusory energy of the Lord. Huh? And claim to be maintainers of the entire universe. Yeah, when Brahma Vimochana Leela happened, before that, Brahma was in the impression that, hey, this small boy, how can he be the Lord? How can he be supreme? How can he? I am the supreme. Yeah, of course, Brahma is supreme for the universe, and Krishna is supreme for all the universes. Yeah, but he didn't. He didn't take that. So in the 10th canto, such incidents are described in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Shukadeva Goswami tells how Lord Brahma and King Indra became puffed up and were eventually chastised by Krishna. Uh, Bhavan Yugantaran Nava Urmi Malini Kshonim Imam Oshadi Virudam Nidhim Maya Sahoru Kramateja Ojasa Tasmai Jagat Prana Ganatmane Nama Iti. Mm. So, uh, so Manu, yeah, Swayambhu Manu, he is praying, O Almighty Lord, at the end of the millennium of this planet Earth, which is the source of all kinds of herbs, drugs, and trees, was inundated by water and drowned beneath the devastating waves. At that time, you protected me along with the earth and roamed the sea with great speed. Oh, unborn one, you are the actual manufacturer, maintainer of entire universal creation, and therefore you are the cause of all living entities. Uh, in this regard, here we see envious persons cannot appreciate how wonderfully Lord creates, maintains, and annihilates the universe. But devotees of the Lord can understand this perfectly well. That is the difference. The difference, whether we are devotees or non devotees, is defined through this. The more and more we hear Harikatha, even if it is same Varahadev incarnation, if it is same Vamana incarnation, if it is same Kurma avatar, all, still a devotee is more and more absorbed in enjoying or relishing the Leelas of the Lord, Harikatha. Whereas atheists, here it is said, envious people cannot appreciate how wonderfully the Lord creates, maintains, and annihilates. Devotees can see how the Lord is acting behind the wonderful working of this material nature. Maya Dyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam Hetunanina Kaunteya Jagat Vipari Vartate. Hmm. So he's saying this material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and it's producing all moving and non-moving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So the Lord is the cause of all causes. हिरण्मयेऽपि भगवान् निवसति कूर्मतनुं बिभ्राणस्तस्य तत्प्रय प्रियतमां तनुम् अर्यमा सह वर्ष पुरुषै पितृगणाधिपतिरुपधावति मन्त्रम् इमं चानुजपति च अनुजपति. So Shukadev Goswami continued, and then in the Hiranmaya Varsha, the Supreme Lord lies in the form of a tortoise, Kurma Sharira. This most dear and beautiful form is always worshipped there in the devotional service by Aryama. Who is Aryama? The chief resident of Hiranmaya Varsha, along with other inhabitants of that land, and they chant. And what do they chant before that? We will see in the purport. Prabhupada says the word Priyatama. Priya means dear. Priyatama. Tama means most dear. Dear most. Is very significant in this verse. Each devotee regards a particular form of the Lord as most dear. Because of an atheistic mentality, some people think that the tortoise, boar, and fish incarnations of the Lord are not very beautiful. They do not know that any form of the Lord is always fully opulent personality of Godhead. Since one of his opulences is infinite beauty, all the Lord's incarnations are very beautiful and are appreciated as such by devotees. That is it. Non-devotees, however, in the purport Prabhupada mentioned things that Lord Krishna's incarnation are ordinary material creatures and therefore they distinguish between the beautiful and the non-beautiful. A certain form of the Lord is worshipped by a particular devotee because he loves to see that form of the Lord. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam. Anantarupam means he has so many forms. Adyam Purana Purusham Nava Yavanamcha. This is amazing contradiction. One side we are saying Purana Purusham. One meaning of Purana is old, another meaning is eternal. Purana Purusham, supreme enjoyer. But at the same time, he is Purana Purusham Navayavanamcha. At the same time, he is also very youthful. Hmm? So in this way we can see Lord beautiful form is always youthful. So sincere servants of a particular form of the Lord always see that form as very beautiful and thus they engage in constant devotional service to him. Just like Hanumanji is, oh, yeah, yes, we know that Hanumanji is Chiranjeevi. In fact, he is also, we see that not only he was in the Treta Yuga, in Dwapara Yuga also we come across. But what is he doing? Always chanting. In fact, he said, when Ramji said, I am going back, oh Hanuma, come. I am going to spiritual Ayodhya, in the spiritual world. He says, no, as long as there is someone in this planet who is still reciting Rama Nama, I always want to be there. Until then, I am here. After that, I'll come back. So in Dwapar Yuga, he is there. And in Dwapar Yuga, Supreme Personality Krishna himself appeared, but still, uh, Hanuman worshipped Lord Ramachandra. In fact, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we come across Murari Gupta. Also, he appreciates Ramji and then he worships Ram. So, anyway, what are the residents? Aryama is saying, Om Namo Bhagavate Akuparaya Aku Akuparaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Akuparaya Sarva Sattva Guna Visheshanayanu Palakshita Upalakshita Sthanaya Namo Varshmane Namo Bhumne Namo Namo Avasthanaya Namaste. He's saying, O my Lord, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you who have assumed the form of tortoise. Yeah? You are the reservoir of all transcendental qualities, and being entirely untinged by matter, you are perfectly situated in pure goodness. You move here and there in the water, but no one can discern your position. Therefore, I offer my obeisances to you. Because of your transcendental position, you are not limited by past, present, and future. You are present everywhere as a shelter of all things, and therefore I offer my respectful obeisances unto you again and again. In the Brahma Samhita, it is mentioned, Goloka eva sati Goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhuta. The Lord always remains in Golok. Hmm, Very clear. The topmost planet. At the same time, He is all pervading. He is also present everywhere. This paradox is only possible for the Supreme Lord. Which means the Lord's all pervasiveness is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridayashe arjuna tishtati. I am situated in everyone's heart. And the Lord also says sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishta. Matta smritir gnanam apohanam cha vedeshcha sarvam ahameva vedya vedantakrit veda chaham chaiva aham. So therefore, although Lord is present everywhere, he cannot be seen with ordinary eyes. As Aryama says, the Lord is Anupalakshita. Palakshita means easily available. Anupalakshita, no one can locate him. Anupalakshita sthana, not so easy to find him. This is the greatness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yad rupam etan nijamaya yapri maya yarpitam artha swarupam bahurupa rupitam sankhya न यस्यास्ति अयतोपलम्बनात् तस्मै नमस्ते avyapdesha Here is saying, yeah, except for devotees in the transcendental consciousness, no one can perceive your actual form. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Huh? Because he's saying, since the countless varieties of forms within this cosmic manifestation are simply a display of your external energy in the Virata Rupa, is not your real form. Anyway, in this regard, yeah, in this regard, we need to understand the Lord in the Virata Rupa. Mayavad philosophers think the universal form of the Lord to be real, and his personal form illusory. Means Mayavad think that, oh yes, yes, Lord is there, but Lord has no form. Or in fact, this Vishwarupa, which is expanding all over, all pervading, which one cannot see, that is his real form. And when Krishna appeared, the same Supreme Lord in the form, two-handed form, they say, no, he's ordinary human. No, he is not Lord. We can understand their mistake by a simple example. The example given is, a fire consists of three elements: heat and light, rays, or which are heat and light, which are energy of the fire, and the fire itself. Anyone can understand that the original fire is the reality, and that the heat and light are simply the fire's energy. Heat and light are formless energies of fire, and in that sense, they are unreal. Only the fire has form, and therefore it is a real form of heat and light. So, in this way, um, we can see if there is no fire, there is no question of heat and light. So if one can really say there is a form, the form is actually the same. Fire form is actually can be seen also in the form of heat and light. Just imagine, what do you call this, dancing artificial, what do you call this? Room heaters, na? You see this where you put the wooden lock in the fire, and then but there are also artificial, yeah, where you just power it up and it starts flames. Yeah, but it's not real fire. When you say that there is a real fire, you automatically connect it with the heat and light. This inconceivable expansion of the Supreme Lord's energy is called Achintya Shakti. Achintya means inconceivable. Chinta means worry. Chintya means something you can think about. Achintya is you can't, inconceivable. Therefore, no one can understand the real form of the Lord without becoming his devotee. जरायुजं स्वेदजम् अण्डजोद्भिन्तं चराचरं देवर्षि पितृभूतम् ऐन्द्रियं द्यौ खं क्षिति शैल सरित् समुद्र द्वीप ग्रहक्षेति अभिधेय एकः. In the purport, Prabhupada mentions this verse completely rejects the theory of Brahma Satyam Jagad Mithya. Why? Because it says you manifest your different energies in countless forms. Hmm. So Lord is manifesting as living beings born from the womb, from eggs, from perspiration, as plants and trees that grow out of the earth, as all living entities, both moving and standing, including the devatas, living, learned sages, everything is coming from the Lord. Indeed, all the stars and planets are simply manifestation of your different energies. But originally, you are one without a second. Therefore, there is nothing beyond you. Hmm. So, this completely says that Lord, yeah, Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. Everything is Brahman. Everything is coming from the Supreme Lord. यस्मिन् असङ्ख्येय विशेषनामरूपकृतौ कविभिः कल्पितेयं सङ्ख्यायया तत्त्वदृशापनीयते तस्मै नमः साङ्ख्य निदर्शनाय ते iti. So just to give us understanding of the creation, otherwise we are clueless. We don't know. We are still struggling to understand the world in which we are living. Uh, we thought by doing this we can improve the world condition. We have air coolers, air conditioners, and then it's creating a um, global warming in one way. Why? We thought air coolers or air conditioning will cool us. Yeah. But what is happening? Because the emissions that it's creating is puncturing or making holes to the ozone layer. Hmm? The the rays which are protected by this ozone layer are straightly hitting us, and then we start seeing, wow, the temperature has risen. So we don't know. We have not understood this world. What is it made of? We analyze everything under a microscope or a telescope or that scope or this scope, stethoscope. So many scopes through which we are able to have a scope of what is, but real understanding we don't have. So here is saying, oh my Lord, your name, form, and bodily features are expanded in countless forms. No one can determine exactly how many forms exist, yet you yourself, in your incarnation as the scholar Kapila Deva, you have come and you have taught Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy, it is not an atheistic philosophy. Sankhya philosophy is not a philosophy that to explain the world, how where we are living, and not there is no relation with the Lord. No, it is telling us that everything which is material is because of the Lord's creation. In fact, it is said, unfortunately, non devotees simply count the different elements and remain ignorant of your actual form. Huh? Krishna himself is saying, Maya dekshana prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Hetunanena kaunteya jagat vipari vartate. Hmm. So by its rule, this manifestation is by created and annihilated again and again. उत्तरेषु च कुरुषु भगवान् यज्ञपुरुषः कृतवराह रूप आस्ते तं तु देवी हैषा भू सः कुरुभिर् अक्षलित भक्ति योगेनोपधावति इमां च परमाम् उपनिषदम् आवर्तयति. In fact, in which in the northern side, yeah, Shukadeva Goswami is saying, Dear King, the Supreme Lord in his boar incarnation, who accepts all sacrificial offerings, lives in the northern part of Jambudvipa. What is that place called? Uttarakuru Varsha. Mother Earth and all inhabitants worship him with unfailing devotional service by repeating following mantra. If you remember the third canto where we were discussing about how Hiranyaksha, he tried to imbalance the earth and it was inundating itself mm, in the waters of the creation, and because of that Lord Varaha entered into the waters to bring it above the earth, and uh, and Varaha, there we can read as there is Yagya Varaha. Yagya Varaha, we know that there is um, Shweta Varaha, there is Rakta Varaha. In both the cases, we can see Varaha Dev, he is accepting all the yajnas. It is said that, I mean, I don't remember exactly his uh, his tongue is like a plate of accepting the yajna phala, and his tusks are the shuk and sru, the spoons for offering the yajna. So, and there is whole description. Even when the Varaha Dev came up from the waters and he has empowered the earth to float on the water back again in its orbit, then um, when Varahadev came out of the waters and when he shook his body, the waters from his hair, when it fell on everyone, everything is purified. Now, there's very nice description about that. So here, the residents of the Uttara Kuru Varsha, hmm, along with Mother Earth, Bhudevi, and other inhabitants worship in this way. Om Namo Bhagavate Mantra Tattva Lingaya Yagna Kratavoe महाद्वरा द्वरावयवाय महापुरुषाय नमः कर्म शुक्लाय त्रियुगाय नमस्ते. Triyugaya Namaste. You are known as Triyuga because in Kali Yuga you appeared as a concealed incarnation. What does that means? And the purport Prabhupada mentions Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation for this age of Kali. As confirmed in many places throughout the Puranas, the Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Upanishads. The summary of his appearance is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Kali Yuge Leelavatara Na Kare Bhagavan Atave Ataiva. So Athaiva Triyuga Kari Kahi Tara Nama. In this age of Kali, the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not appear as a Leela avatar like Krishna, like Lord Rama, like Nrsimha, like Vamana, like, yeah. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in this age of Kali as a devotee of the Lord. Therefore, he is called a Channa avatar. Channa means hidden or concealed, hmm? Concealed incarnation. यस्वस्वरूप कवयो विपश्चितो गुणेषु दारुष्व इव जातवेदसं मथ्नन्ति मथ्न मनसा दिदृक्षवो गूढं क्रियार्थैर्नम ईरितात्मने. Hmm? So, and here we discuss about Varahadev, right? By manipulating a fire generating stick, great saints and sages can bring forth the fire lying dormant in wood. Uh, we know this. Yeah, there is a special kind of wood when you bring them. Yeah, there's a whole churning process. If you know the Brahmanas in those times, they used to churn the sticks putting cotton there so that ignites the fire, and that cotton is brought into the yajna kund and the whole yajna is started. So they know. Similarly, in the same way, O Lord, those expert in understanding the absolute truth try to see you in everything, even in their own body, yet you remain concealed. You are not to be understood by indirect processes involving mental and physical activities, because you are self manifested only when you see a person is wholeheartedly engaged in serving you. Only then he can be blessed with your darshan. This is what is mentioned. And dravya kriya hetva anayesha kartribhir maya gunair vastu nirikshitatmane anvikshya yangaditashyatma buddhibir nirasta maya kritaye namo namaha. Huh? He's saying the object of material enjoyment, sound, form, touch, taste, and smell, all these, the activities of senses, the controller of sense activities, all are created. Those whose intelligence has become fixed by execution of mystic power, mystic yoga, can see that all these elements result from the action of your external energy. So one should be, yeah, even yogis can come to this understanding uh, that everything is created and maintained by the Lord again and again. करोति विश्वस्थिति संयमोदयं यस्येप्सितं नेप्सितं ईक्षितुर्गुणैः माया यथायो भ्रमते तद् आश्रयं ग्राह्नो नमस्ते गुणकर्म साक्षिणे. This gunakarma sakshine means the witness of action and reaction of the material nature. O Lord, you do not desire the creation, maintenance, annihilation of this world. This is very important point to note. Uh, they are saying the Lord has no interest to create this world, but you perform these activities for the conditioned souls by your creative energy. Exactly as a piece of iron moves under the influence of a lodestone, huh? Inert matter moves when you glance over the total metal energy. So, but yeah, because yeah, people wanted to enjoy, to feel like lord it over, so you create such a facility. Pramatya daityam प्रतिवारणं मृदे यो मां रसाय जगदादिसूकरः कृत्वाग्रदंष्ट्रे निरगात् उदन्वतः क्रीडन् इवेव प्रणतास्मि तं विभुम् इति. Finally, my lord, as the original boar within this universe, you fought and killed the great demon Hiranyaksha. Then you lifted me, earth, from the Garbhodaka ocean on the end of your tusk, exactly as a sporting elephant plucks a lotus flower from the water. I bow down before you. Hare Krishna. Yeah, here we end this chapter 18. There are wonderful prayers. We can see that's why in Bhagavatam we are blessed with so much. So much is there. There are some straight instructions. They just tell you should do like this. And there are also some role model where we can see how others do, and then by seeing them we are inspired. Here these prayers are offered, yeah, and inspire us how we can meditate on Lord and pray to Him and understand, of course, understand Him everything. He is everything, and then offer everything to Him. Good. Thank you. Anyone have any thoughts?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for explaining this. Um, uh, can you please quickly tell the significance of this Matsya avatar and he because it is the first incarnation of Krishna.
I think let me quickly see once. I think we will cover that later. I'm just checking.
Okay.
I think it comes in the eighth canto. Let me quickly check. Canto 8, Doll E, Elephant Gajendra, Mohini, and last one is Matsya. Yes, 24th chapter of the
Okay.
8th canto. Yeah, that details a bit about this. In that also we can read about there is a demon called Haigriva and he tries to take away and how Vatsyavatara. So all these things will come into that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, for a quick summary, I think you can read the before the chapter text for from this chapter from this. Yeah,
Okay.
I can just mention it here. Anyway, you can also get the link.
Okay. Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Because I mean, I have to zoom into the details at a very high level. I know the Leela, but I don't want to make it just like a casual talk. That's why.
Okay. Okay. Sure, Prabhuji. I will read it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Any other thoughts or questions? No, then yeah, thank you very much. Tomorrow we have a class. I'm just checking. I think tomorrow is Friday, right? think yeah, we meet tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, then till then, have a nice evening and Hare Krishna. Vanjakalpatarubhyascha. Kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Gaura.